We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
What's going down, everybody? What's so happening? It's your main man, Mr. Brookshire, and we are so real. OM Jizzle, we are so real talking to you. And let me just tell everybody, we are so live right here, and we are bringing you the Oscar special. Yes, we are bringing you the Oscar special. Now, again, everybody knows what happened at the Oscars last week. It was definitely a recap. And so into the house to help me to be able to discuss this like no other, I have my beautiful co-host and also my amazing fashion designer, not designer, but fashion stylist, which is a dapper put into place. We have Miss China Marie, and we also have Mr. Marcus London in the house. How are you two doing today?
Good to be here today.
Good to be here today. Okay, so we're gonna be talking, about the things that happened at the Oscars. We're going to do some recaps now. Everybody had a chance to watch it. I know we sat back and we watched the Oscars the other day. Yes. Miss Marie, did you get a chance to get into all of the festivities, ma'am?
For the majority.
For the majority. Good. And so we're just going to go into discussing 3 movies, possibly 4. We're going to be talking about Argo. We're going to talk about Flight, and then we're also going to talk about Django Unchained. Am I saying that right?
You are.
I know you're not supposed to put the J, so it's Django Unchained.
Yeah.
Django Unchained. So we're going to be talking about those 3 movies, and we may get in a little bit of Lincoln just in some aspects. So, again, I just want to go first into Argo. Well, actually, I want to go into Django Unchained first. Let's go into Django Unchained because I'm going to talk about my main man, Mr. Jamie Foxx. And, of course, we know that there was a lot of awards won on that. If I'm not mistaken, they got the
5
award.
nominated.
5 nominated. And which ones actually won? Do you know the ones that won? I think it was Best Writing. They got Best Writing and then also Supporting Actor. Now, that movie to me, I wasn't the one that was really that interested in the movie in the very beginning. I was just kind of like up in the air with it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, okay, let me go ahead and watch it because, when I started doing these specials, I remember when Oprah did her Oscar special back in 2004. And I said to myself, wow, Oprah really went and did an Oscar special. I was like, well, if Oprah could do an Oscar special, one day I'm going to be able to do one. And so I started my first one last year on the Oprah Recap Show. I did an Oscar special, Brookshire Oscar special. But then now we're here season 2, year 2, doing another one, Oscar special. And my goal is for it to get better and better every year. We're starting off doing some recaps, but real soon we're going to have a lot of folks coming in just like we did last year with the red carpet with the help. So Django. I keep putting that D in there, but I remember
Django.
Right, I remember him saying on the film, Django, D is silent, because the dude said, boy, you know how to spell your name? And he looked at him, he was like, yeah. And he said the D is silent, and he just looked at him and drunk his drink. But I just found that movie to be so empowering. I love the fact when you look at the beginning, he started off, and the actor that won the Best Supporting Actor for that particular movie, if I'm not mistaken, his name was Christopher Watts.
Yes.
Christopher Watts was completely amazing. I felt he was intelligent. I felt that he was sophisticated. He was a wordsmith. I mean, watching how he approached in the very beginning, it just made the movie go to a whole nother level. And when you seen him at the Oscars versus seeing him on the actual stage, actually like the performance, you're just like 2 different people. It did not look like the same man at all on the Oscars. Like I was just like, wow. So what was your opinions? I just want to know for the ones that have watched Django Unchained, what did you get from the movie? What was your feel?
I loved it. I thought that it was going to be too long. I saw it at movie theater. I saw it at like 11 o'clock, and I was like, man, 2.5 hours? I don't want to sit here for 2.5 hours. But it actually went by so quickly, and I didn't even realize that it was 2.5 hours. I wanted to keep going. And there was never a dull moment in it, which I really liked. So it just kept getting better and better and better.
That's actually really good. Did you see it?
Not really.
Thanks for being honest.
I haven't been to movies for a long time.
Right.
So.
Okay. Right. I could definitely dig that. So what did you... Okay, now the part that I found to be very intriguing about the movie was the part where when he... Because, a lot of the tales like that listening to the interviews with like Kerry Washington
Mm-hmm.
and listening to him with Jamie Foxx, like what Oprah did with them, you know, you see a lot of parts that weren't shown on the movie,
Right.
that they ended up having to endure and having to go through that were not being displayed on the movie. And so when you get to see the movie, you don't see Kerry Washington in it as much. She's kind of like fading in and out,
Yeah.
more of a memory up until the very end of the scenario. Now, the one part that I love is when Jamie had that blue suit on and he started beating that slave master. Now, that part was very fascinating, and I think it changed a lot of people's minds, just like when he was riding around on a horse and people
Yeah.
just like, you know, he would look at them black folks and be like, what you looking at me like that, fool?
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on that road. I'm worse than all these dudes up in here. You better know. So, I mean, I have to say, out of all of the three, Django Unchained, Flight, and Argo, for me, one of my favorite was Django Unchained. What was one of your best moments of the film, China?
I guess one of the best moments was when he actually, you know, was on that horse. That was one of my big moments. I thought it was really empowering to like see, you know, a black man on the horse and just see everyone's reactions, how shocked they were.
Mm-hmm,
And I was like all for it, like the white man helping the black man. I was all for it, cheesing, you know.
Yeah, I just saw the
whatever.
preview. I saw the preview for that.
You saw the. What you say, Marcus? You saw the preview.
Yeah.
Not the whole
I think
movie.
the hardest part though was when, you know, that one guy was tied up on the tree and they let the dogs eat him. That was just.
That was.
It was a little real.
That was deep.
That was a little
That
real for me.
was a little like, cause you can only imagine where them dogs
Like-
was going and.
Like being able to make that decision, like
Oh wow.
just like
So I have a question. Was the movie like a comedy or was it?
Well,
it
no.
had funny parts.
Now, okay, and I'm actually so glad that you brung that up. I
Okay.
really am, because Samuel L. Jackson in that daggone movie.
When he came out.
Oh man, Samuel was so funny. He came and said, "We gonna have him in the big house." He said, "Well, if you want to burn all the sheets, pillow cushions, bedspreads when he leave, then that's your problem."
Right?
I mean, he just I could appreciate Sam in that movie, and it's like you wanted him to die.
Yeah, you were
even
like-
though he was an African American, and you wanted him to die. Like
Exactly.
you wanted Django to come back and actually get him. And so I didn't know how it was going to play out necessarily. So I was actually happy when he was able to convince those guys. Of course, Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
With an Oscar nom for the writer, best screenplay, if I'm not mistaken. What was it?
Yeah,
Yes,
best screenplay.
Best screenplay. Amazing. So I definitely take my hat off to Django Unchained.
Yeah.
One of these days, Samuel Jackson's gonna get a Oscar. One of these
One
days.
day.
I mean, that man works. I mean, he really works.
He should already have one, I think.
You would think.
To be in the game that long.
Being in the
Right.
game
Long
that
time.
long, you would definitely think. So we're gonna go to the next one, Argo. Who's seen it?
I haven't seen Argo.
I didn't see it either.
Y'all ain't see Argo?
No.
Oh my gosh, y'all gotta see Argo. Well, I'm gonna tell you about how I seen Argo, because I thought it was actually really great. Argo was basically a movie about these people went over into this other country. They were at the I think I'm not mistaken, they were at the actual embassy, and the people there, they had a particular individual that the people wanted back or didn't want the America to have, and they broke into this embassy and basically had like over 50 different people hostage, and 6, if I'm not mistaken, individuals were able to escape. And they were able to escape, but they were like held, in that country for like 60 days, something like that. So they had to create a plan to be able to go over there that will be able to get them out. And they were going through all of these different ways of how can we realistically get in there and get these people out of there, because they knew anybody that went in there would be taken over because it's not their country. So they created a movie script. They went and found a movie and said, we're going to create a fake movie. But they knew that the movie had to be credible. So they went and got an Oscar award winning director. They got a script. They got actors. They did screens, readings. They did a full out production as if they were going to do it, minus the actual shooting of the show, but like a read through. So therefore all of that generated publicity to be able to go to that country. So when they came over, I mean, down to picture, poster boards and all that, they actually looked like they were a real film crew. The goal would have been to go over there to that country and get those people out by allowing them to be a part of the film crew. Somebody would have been the director, somebody would have been the writer, somebody would have been, the line producer. And so the goal was not Matt Dillon, but Ben Affleck, which we're going to talk about fashion here in a few minutes, which is going to be exciting. Ben Affleck, he is the head person that goes in, and also the director of this movie, Argo, which won definitely a lot of awards also for Best Picture, which is great, which went down in history, might I ask, really quick, because Michelle Obama was the one that actually presented that award.
Really?
So that was a big...
it was nominated for 7 of them.
Nominated for 7, and if I'm not mistaken, won...
Screenplay and Best Film.
Thank you. Screenplay and Best Film, which is actually really, really good. And then, of course, which was so crazy, and I'm going to get back to the synopsis of it, is Ben Affleck didn't even get he didn't even get nominated for director.
Really?
No. He didn't. What was fascinating too, and then I'm gonna get back to the synopsis, was he won his first Oscar back for Good Will Hunt. I think it was Good Will Hunting, if I'm not mistaken. Good Will Hunting back in 1997 with Matt Dillon. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, Good Will Hunting. And I was like, oh my God, that dude was already. He was already so Jen know what she was doing. Miss Lopez, she knew. I didn't know he was an Oscar winner already. So, because you don't hear about it, you know what I'm saying? You just saw him being an actor.
Yeah.
You didn't think about it in that direction. So Jen, she knew.
But
You knew.
You could also tell because he was so like shocked because it's been such a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
He came back. He was just like he didn't
oh
know
my
what to do.
God.
That's a long time because you work as an actor in all these movies and then you finally get behind the scenes and direct, and that's where you get your most luck. I mean, he's won 2 Oscars direct behind the scene and hasn't won any on front of the camera, which is fine. But the movie itself was such a great movie. It was intense because you didn't know if it was going to work, because right at the last minute, especially on the end part with the plane, when everybody was on the plane and the people in that country found out that, because they actually shredded when they were about to break in. All the people from that country were breaking into the American Assembly. It ain't assembly, but
we know what you mean.
yeah, the place
you.
that America have over another countries. Embassy. Yes,
Oh,
thank you. And turn. Yes, American Embassy. And so they started shredding everything because they knew if anybody had a chance to get away, they would go and find these people and kill them. You know what I'm saying? If they were still there.
Yeah.
So they literally had little kids going through tons of stacks of shreds and taking pieces and figuring out who were the 6 people that actually got away.
Oh wow!
Dang.
Literally. And so they finally got a picture of one right at the end when it got really intense. And they were, are y'all picturing this?
Yeah, I'm picturing going those shreds.
Right. They were on the plane. They finally made it through. They got on the plane, and right at the last minute, they found out that those were the people that they were looking for. And so they break through. They got cops, dogs. They running after the plane. Now the plane is going. Nobody's looking in the review. The plane is going, and they're running up on it with police cars and stuff. And then you get this intense feeling, and then it take off. We're ready for liftoff, and it lifts off. And they go in, and that's not even the rat yet, because then they could turn around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got fugitives on, so you could turn around. So, but as soon as they say, okay, everybody's fast, you can take off your seatbelt. Everybody just calms down. You are able to breathe inside of the room.
Finally.
Yes. And now it's just like, oh, wow. And you had just been taken on an adventure. So that's what I can believe Argo kind of gets you. And within the same aspect, going into flight kind of gave you the same kind of feel, because that part in the beginning when that plane is going down, I love Denzel, the calmness. Right. I just love the calmness of everyone, especially even the woman. Did everybody see Flight?
I did not see Flight.
I'm about to throw this up. Just so for y'all out there that saw Flight, because y'all ready, because I know you my fashion and I know you got some key points.
I do.
Oh my God. So y'all don't know, I'm going to give y'all another visual.
I'm excited about this.
To be able to, you're seeing this plane going down and you're seeing Earth. Now, I know if any of all y'all out there that has ever been in a plane and y'all saw Earth, you don't want to be going at Earth. At the Earth like that. I mean, it was crucial. When they hit that ground, you saw people's bodies shoved up under different things. I mean, it was tough. I mean, what he did was definitely genius. Now, he was high off of everything, drunk. I mean, the one part about that movie is when if you go to the end that really bothered me. Now, I understand he couldn't take it anymore. Right. I get it. Mm-hmm. But the only thing that bothers me is when a person does certain things in their life and then they know that all the weaving that they did, that it won't just, if they tell the truth, it ain't gonna just hurt them. It hurts everybody involved. Mm-hmm. And he was No offense. He was right there. Everything was in his favor. And the woman had a report that she had already been drinking. Like, everything was so, the goal was if you're found on this flight to have alcohol in your system,
Yeah.
that's, four people died. So, even though you saved, over 100 something passengers, if you're still the captain of the plane and you found with alcohol in your system, it's going to look back, and that's when lawsuits come.
Right.
If you put it on somebody that's already dead, you know what I'm saying, especially that wasn't the plane, flying the plane, it just makes it a little bit different. When this man said, I'm drunk, I'm actually drunk right now, I was drunk then, I was drunk 4 or 5 days before then,
And I'm still drunk.
I paused my movie and almost punched my TV. Like, I really did, because did I get it? He was tired of the lies. He was tired of being that. But did you need to go to prison for 5 years to be able to get off of an alcohol addiction?
Yeah.
I just don't think that you could have left for the country.
You come back, you're gonna be in the same situation. So
I mean, 5 years is a long time. 5 days can be long for some people. 5 years after you've already got it. Who ever been on punishment? Anybody out there ever been on punishment? You did something last month and your mama got you on punishment this month, next month, and then say she got you on punishment for the next 6 months. You'd be like, overkill. So he's sitting in jail writing books, can't publish them the way he want to, because now you still got good 4 more years.
Right.
Yeah.
I did not understand that at all. But again, I got it, but I didn't get it.
Get it, yeah.
Y'all understand?
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all get to read between the lines.
got
So
you.
what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take you in a very, very short commercial break, and then we're going to go back into some of the fashion that we have for the Oscars. Fashion on the red carpet, and we're going to be going exclusively to you, Mr. London, when we come back in from this real quick
All right,
little
radio
commercial. Plug it and plug. So we're so live still right here on the Real Talk with Brookshire. Of course, Oscar special edition. So we will be right back in one little second, folks. What's going down, everybody? What's so happening? We are still live right here on Real Talk of Brookshire Oscar Special Edition, and where we're going over a little bit of things that happened on the red carpet. So real quick, what we want to do before we get on the red carpet was we want to discuss really fast, Miss Marie, what was the situation with the budgets of these movies? I know that was one thing that I wanted to make sure that we brung in. What was the budget to actually do the film Argo?
For Argo the budget was $44.5 million, and the box office was $207 million that it made.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
it did pretty well.
Right. Okay, so now what about Flight?
Flight was $31 million for a budget,
Right.
and then $146 million.
Oh, wow. So everybody ate real good.
Yeah.
I mean, they ate real good. And then, of course,
Django.
Django.
The budget was $100 million,
Oh wow.
and it made $380 million.
Wow.
I know.
Wow,
They
but
cashed
still
in.
300. I mean, 100
$100
million.
Yeah.
But
That's it for a movie?
Yeah, for a
Wow.
movie.
Whoa.
That's a huge budget.
I guess
That's a
when you
big-
deal with all the different, taking it back.
But they
and
had so many. Yeah, they had a great cast.
set design,
Oh, wow.
set
That's a lot.
cast, and then they did Leonardo DiCaprio. They had
Yeah.
other Oscar winners. I guess
They
that
ate
makes a
good.
lot of sense. Yeah, definitely. So real
Wow.
quick, we're gonna go straight into the best and worst dress situation. Actually, we're gonna go into the best dress. Marcus London. So real quick, as you see, everybody, we have our list up here on of some of our best dressed
Right.
situation. So we're gonna start now. I personally looked at Jennifer Aniston's dress when
Okay.
she was on the red carpet. If you look to the far left to the top, and I thought her dress was pretty good. Now some people was just like, "Oh, what was your opinion?"
I mean, to be honest with you, I think the color looks amazing on her. She had like a burnt orange.
Mm-hmm.
She had a Louis Vuitton.
Yes. So
And
Louis,
I think that looks amazing on her with her, with the blonde. It kind of blends in, like really, it makes the dress stands out. And
Right.
She stands out also. I think it looks just amazing on her.
huh? Okay. And so who else do you want to highlight on here? Miss Holly. Well, I guess Miss Holly.
Yeah, Halle Berry.
I thought that was so
My favorite
futuristic.
dress was, my favorite dress of the night was, I think, Halle Berry. She had a Versace.
That was your
couture
favorite.
dress, yes.
Wow.
I think that the proportion of the dress is like perfect. She had like kind of like a couture, like like an old school. She brought back the shoulder pads. It was
Right.
So and then for her to have like a long sleeves and her height, she's really short. She's like what 5'2".
Right.
So
Really?
I think that dress was like she killed it. She
Huh.
nailed it.
So now I just have to talk really quick about is
Right.
it Miss Charlie? Is it how do I say it? Charlize?
Charlie Theron.
Oh my goodness. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to bring a picture of her up on here really fast that we can discuss. Now, one thing is if you saw the Oscars, anybody that saw the Oscars, they saw the little shindig that her and Tatum Tatum did that I thought was actually amazing. The dance sequence that they did in the very beginning was
good.
amazing. And big shout outs to the host. I mean, you did an amazing job. Definitely the host of the show did an amazing job. Seth MacFarlane, I was trying to I was pulling back for it. I had to let it resurface, but this dress, this elegance, what would you say about the haircut, the look?
To me, I think she actually had on a Dior couture dress, and she looks like fantastic with a short hair.
Fantastic.
It takes like a lot for a tall lady to have that kind of hairstyle and just like pull it off like that with all white.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
She
she
looks
pulled
great.
it off. Yeah. She
Definitely
looked really
pulled
sexy
it
in
off.
that dress. Yes.
I can definitely dig that. Now I'm gonna pull up a picture of Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx and his daughter. Now his daughter is gorgeous.
Yeah,
She is stunning. She is definitely stunning. Now again, the one thing that I always say about males in the red carpets, most of their looks are always kind of the same. When you look
Yeah.
around, it looks like a bunch of clones with just
Right.
different heads. Everything else is the same. Now we have a couple people. Samuel gave you a little different. Jamie Foxx gave you a little different. What did you think about his suit, Mister?
I think Jamie Foxx, he had on a Maverick tux.
Mm.
It was different. It was very I think it was classy. It was very well put together.
Right.
Instead of doing like a bow tie, instead of doing like a straight tie, he did like a bow tie with a inside black to an all gray tux
Huh.
with a black color.
Oh,
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, right. We got
So
the
if you
picture
do-
of it
if
up
you
right
do-
here.
If you do combination like that, somebody would do like white.
Hmm.
underneath that, which is gonna like offset the whole purpose of the suit. The suit is gonna stand.
Right, they would have
Right,
did
so-
white, but it was good that he did the black
yeah.
that would have went in there. Okay, now how do you feel about bow ties these days? Are
But I
they-
think for that kind of special event like the Grammy, the Oscars is more like very conservative.
Right.
So like, and formalish,
Right.
and bow tie is like always formal. So I
Okay.
think that's like perfect way to do it.
Now, do you recommend at the Oscars, in your opinion? Do you think people should go a little different, a little
Yes.
left versus
Yes.
right?
Yes, I mean, I know, I understand. I get the fact that it's very conservative, it's very like like professional, all this stuff. But you could do it. You could do it other ways. It could be the same way, but more fashion forward, as in maybe like seasonal. In spring, you could do like a seasonal color of a suit, tuxedo,
Right.
or like a jacket, that color. Still make it look elegant and
Right.
look, more
Okay.
like fashion forward. But I think they did pretty good.
I can
They could
definitely
do
dig
better.
that. So now, we're going to be wrapping this up soon. Helen Hunt, H&M dress,
H&M?
Yeah, she had
H&M.
H&M. I think
Her
it was
gown
was H&M.
was
No.
H&M.
Yeah.
Which
Yes, Helen Hunt. The
Helen Hunt.
blue gown that she had on at the Oscars
Her.
was from. Yes.
She had an
What
H&M
do you
dress.
think
I think,
about that?
Actually,
Wow.
it kind of looked like a Louis Vuitton dress that Jennifer Aniston had in the blue. It's like the same idea. I think she looks amazing in it.
Right.
It fits her perfect. Great color for this season. The royal blue looks great on her.
I can
Looks
definitely dig
amazing.
that. So now, as we go back to the list of everybody that's there, out of all of the 10, because I think it's about, 12 girls that are
12
on the
girls,
top
yeah.
of here for best dressed women, who would you pick as the winner, in your
The
opinion,
winner,
that gets it?
I
the
was
top
still sticking
two?
with my girl Halle Berry.
You
I
still
think
stick with Halle Berry?
She rocked it.
I
She
think
rocked
so
it.
too. I would
She
have to
rocked
give
it.
it to Charlize and then next Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh,
I
really?
think Halle Berry was a little too boxy and futuristic. I think it worked because she's
Well,
beautiful, so she could pull it off.
She did something different.
Right.
That's the whole thing. It makes it made it looked really, really good.
Right.
Really
I
good.
can definitely dig that. So what would be your opinion as far as in next year's? It's like, what would you go? What would you dress? Because I mean, you're definitely dapper, my brother. You're put together well.
I mean,
How would you?
If I get the chance to go to the Oscars next year, I'm definitely going to do something different.
Right.
I'll tell you that. I don't know what my plans will be, but it's going to be some statement that's going to be always is going to be remembered on the red carpet.
I can definitely dig that. And again, everybody, we're going to be wrapping this show up. We're going to be taking
have
you
one
on
more
out
thing.
of
I
here.
just
Go
wanna
ahead. One more thing.
Hannah Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
I think she had the worst dress of the night. Her dress just looks like a ballerina. She had her nipples sticked out in the dress. It just looked terrible, and a terrible color on her.
Right, and then she won.
It's
So now it's going to be
but
planted in history.
it's-
That dress. I mean, it was perfect nipple point action right there. And you were just like, is her nipples hard, or is that really just
the dress.
the dress that she has on? And I think it was definitely the cut of the dress that fit perfect. But you would think, why didn't anybody say nothing? But then,
It's just so boxy on top. It just.
but maybe that was the look, to be pointy, boxy-ish thingy. Okay. There you have it, everybody. You definitely have it right here. Again, I just want to thank you, Mr. London, for coming into the show, of
My
course,
pleasure.
and being able to do that. And you'll be able to see him and, of course, our fashions that we're going to be having more and more. This is one of my stylists that's going to be on board, making sure that I'm looking right and making sure that our guests are looking right as we move forward. Definitely make sure you stay tuned. How can we find you, sir, before we wrap this up? Where can we find
You
you?
can find me on Facebook, Prince Marcus London, or MarcusLondon.com.
Facebook, MarcusLondon.com. Definitely, you heard it there. Miss Marie, we appreciate you so much. Thank you again
course.
for always stepping in the house and coming in here and hanging out with us. You look beautiful. And again, everybody, to all of you out there, again, this is our Oscar special. We want to just say again, remember, just like you saw all those people on the show last week doing their thing and winning their awards, everybody had to start from somewhere. And it is all possible. Like I always say, reach for your goals with both hands, people. If you have a goal, if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, singer, dancer, or a best supporting actor, Oscar winner, whatever, just like Adele. Congratulations, Miss Adele, for being a Grammy and an Oscar winner. Amazing. How'd you feel about her dress?
I think she always stick with the same style.
Beautiful
She do something
face.
different. She's really beautiful, but it's
She's
just
not
the three-quarter
wearing-
sleeves.
Yeah.
She should just stop doing that. We
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
You're a big girl, but there's so many ways
Come
to
on.
have fashion.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up.
It's like she killed it. She nailed it.
I can dig that, definitely.
Monique kills it. Like
Right.
right. Was just looking terrible.
Yes, I can agree. But her
Yeah,
face
it was
was
terrible.
beat.
She's
She had her
pretty.
face set up. And everybody, again, we love you so much. Make sure you go after your dreams and after your goals, because again, it is all possible. Until next time, until next year for sure. Check us out next week on Real Talk with Brookshire. We got some special guests coming on. And then check us out next year on our next Oscar recap special. It gets better and better every year. And trust me, it will get better and better every single year. Until next time, my peoples, enjoy.
We were the hits. is a part of the game.